And my next question is denuclearization of North Korea and Taiwan Strait contingency issues. Everyone has seen that during Madame Pelosi's visit to Taiwan, China expressed its full, the intention to solve this problem by military forces. And also after this Chinese military operation, Chinese government even extended that military operation theater from Taiwan Strait even to near the Shandong provinces. So I think in the future, I think we have to find some way. It is one of my concerns that Xi Jinping wants to use, or he may want to use North Korea's nuclear issues as a kind of to realize his dream on Taiwan, while Kim Jong-un, vice versa, he wants to use America and the Chinese, the conflict to realize his dream on Korean Peninsula. So I think now it's time for America to link or relate this Taiwan and the North Korean issues. So what could be the best way how to separate or at least to do something to prevent further strengthening of relations between China and North Korea?
There's no question that, as you suggest, regional dynamics have become much more complicated. Yes. And that has made our pursuit of complete denuclearization much more challenging. But I think we will remain committed to the goal of complete denuclearization through a viable and sustainable diplomatic path. As you know, China actually shares the goal of complete denuclearization in the peninsula. They were the chair of the six-party process, and in the six-party joint statement is perhaps the clearest commitment by the DPRK to abandon their nuclear weapons program. China is part of that, and I believe, based on my discussions with China, that while we may not agree on every aspect of the DPRK issue, that China does remain committed to pursuing the complete denuclearization of the DPRK. So we hope to be able to work with Beijing as we pursue a diplomatic path forward. But also, if the North Koreans do continue to take provocative actions in violation of UN Security Council resolutions, we should be able to work together in the UN Security Council context. We were, of course, disappointed that China and Russia vetoed the latest resolution. The vote, as you know, was 13-2. So everybody else agreed with us that North Korea must be held accountable, except for China and Russia, which is another example of the complicated dynamics they're working with. But it's also in Beijing's interest that North Koreans refrain from provocation, stop destabilizing the region, and that they work with the international community and us to pursue complete denuclearization.
Sorry, I was wondering if you'd like to say something about the recent prominence of Kim Jong-un's sister, Kim Yo-jong, who has made a recent series of very strongly worded statements about the nuclear program and about relations with the South. Do you see this as a hardening of the North Korean attitude, or just as a temporary phenomenon?
Thank you, Ambassador. I have noticed what you have noticed, which is that the sister is playing an increasingly important role in the DPRK, which I suppose is not very surprising. I mean, I saw it firsthand during the Singapore summit process, when it was clear that the leader was relying heavily on advice and counsel from his sister. With regards to the rhetoric itself, I'm not sure. While I share concerns about sort of additional harshness, specificity of some of the recent rhetoric, I also remain focused on actions on the ground. And I think we will continue to make clear to the DPRK that we are committed to diplomacy, and we would like them to come join us in an effort towards achieving complete denuclearization, and as well as addressing other issues. We also have made clear to them that we're willing to provide humanitarian assistance, which, as you know, has always been Washington's consistent policy, that we want to keep humanitarian matters separate from other developments. And given that they've had difficulties with COVID-19, we have even offered COVID-related assistance, including vaccines, but we have not heard back. So yes, we're paying attention to the harsh rhetoric, but we're also remaining committed and pursuing the diplomatic path forward.